started applying for scholarships around 2019. I applied to different countries, God. I applied to Hungary, I applied to Poland, I applied to Canada, I applied to US, I applied to New Zealand, I applied to Ghana. In fact, at some point I was getting so many rejections. I was like, maybe I need to start focusing within Africa. I started applying to Ghana, I applied to Egypt, just everywhere. But the truth is that I never got any of those scholarships, none. Yeah, hello guys, welcome back to Ekman TV, and in this new video I'm going to be talking about 5 secrets you need to know for you to be able to successfully secure a fully funded scholarship in Australia and Canada or even the US. Yeah, so sit back and enjoy. Yeah, welcome back to the channel, guys. So the first thing I want to talk about is you need to learn how to source for information. Okay, there are a lot of information out there. There are a lot of updates. There are a lot of people recruiting. There are a lot of things going on, you know. But when you maybe spend maybe most of your time on TikTok or Instagram, you don't want to go source for information. You don't want to go read to know what's really happening, to know maybe scholarships that are available, because it's always out there and no one is going to tell you. No one is going to come to your door, maybe send you a letter or send you an email, you know. That is why you need to learn how to source for these updates yourself. I've said it before on this channel, like when you go to a place like LinkedIn, it's a very good place where you can see opportunities. Like I got one scholarship from LinkedIn, so it's something I recommend. You also see another platform like ResearchGate. ResearchGate is very cool. You just go there, you see people who are also like looking for maybe researchers or people who are looking for master students or whatever. But you need to source for opportunities. You need to source for scholarships. I mean, you need to source for information. Like another important thing you also need to do is you have to be going to university websites. Like you go to, maybe let's say you want to go to the US or for USCS, for example. Maybe you just search for some universities in the US. You go to the website of the university, go to the international students page, the eligibility. You're going to see the information there. Then that is what you need. You need to read, because aside government providing scholarship, the universities to provide scholarships and also organizations to provide scholarships. So there are organizations like the Erasmus scholarship. I think, yeah, I don't know if it's an organization scholarship, but yeah, there is an Erasmus scholarship. There is Australian government scholarship for those who are interested in Australia. Yeah, that's also another scholarship. Australia Awards, that's what it's called. And the thing is that these scholarships are always being updated. It's always there. So you are just the only person, you are the person who is actually lagging behind by not taking advantage of the information out there, because there is just a lot of information out there. So it's advisable for you to calm down and know how to source for information. Go and source for information, because if you don't source for the information, another person will source for the information, and if the person is even less qualified than you, as long as he saw the information, he or she is going to get the scholarship, and then you'll be like, oh, I didn't get a scholarship. It's not because the scholarships are not there. It's because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You are supposed to source for information, okay? That's the first thing, the first secret. Now, the second secret I want to talk about is that you need to learn how to read relevant information. I think the reading culture is gradually dying in society now, because we just want videos. Like nobody wants to read anything anymore, and it's really sad, because I remember in the past, maybe when there were no TVs or stuff, not like I was born by then, but the point I'm trying to make is that people read more. People read literatures, people read novels, people read a lot of things. But now people don't even want to read anything. It's just like you don't want to stress your brain. You don't want to read. And if you don't read, how are you going to be updated? Like, how are you going to know what's going on? How are you going to know opportunities available for you if you don't read? So this is a very, very important secret you need to know. For you to get opportunities, or for you to even know available positions, you have to learn how to read. And by reading, I don't mean, oh, when you just read the title, you just scan through. No. If you do that, you're not going to get what you need to get. Sometimes if you read something once, you may still not get the full gist of what's going on until you read that thing over and over again. It happens to me. So no matter how smart or intelligent you are, if you don't read, you will not be able to update yourself. And before you, I mean, it's very bad for maybe someone who wants to do go into the academics, masters by research, or even a PhD, and you don't like reading. I mean, not that I love reading. Me, it's also something I'm working on, but I know it's a very important stuff. That is why I try my best to read, because that is the only way I keep myself updated. So for you to be able to get what's really going on, or for you to get these updates, for you to get this information, girl, you have to read. Okay, it's very, very important. You have to learn how to read. And I'm not saying you should just read anything out there, but you know something, when you read the first few lines of something, you're going to know if this is something you really need. And if it's something you really need, then you have to calm down and read it, because it's only when you read, like for example, there may be an opportunity now and they'll be like, oh, we need someone who has graduated, maybe who hasn't stayed, let's say 4 or 5 years out of school, and you have stayed 4 or 5 years out of school. Maybe, I mean, when you finish your BSc, it's been 5 years and you are trying to apply and they said no, we don't want. When you go apply for stuff like that and you get rejected, it's not because they don't like you or you're not qualified, it's because you just failed to read. And there may be other opportunities that, I mean, things that may favor you, but because you don't like reading, you're not going to see it. So it's something that I think it's a very important secret. You just have to develop your reading culture. I understand TikTok, Instagram, everything, videos are just taking over now. Everybody just wants the quick information, the videos, but not everything can be covered in a video. I can't cover everything in this video. That is why it's important for you, when you go to any university website, or when you go to you see any scholarship body, you take your time and read. Just take your time and read. It won't hurt you. Take your time and read. These things are written in English. It's not like they are written in other languages where it's difficult for you to comprehend what is being said. So try to develop the reading culture, and it's also going to help you. I mean, aside getting a scholarship, it's going to help you in every other thing you want to do. Because take it or leave it, anything you want to do, as long as it's something that has to do with brain work, or maybe research, whatever, as long as it's something that has to do with these areas, you just have to learn how to read. You know, it's just there. Now, the third secret I want to talk about is you need to boost your CV, guys. Like, I mean, the competition out here is really crazy. You have more to lose if you don't develop yourself. I think I've also said it in one of my past videos, like a lot of people are competing for opportunities. And for example, let's say the university I am now, the Griffith University, there is a platform for international scholarship, international student scholarship. What international student means is students who are not citizens of Australia and New Zealand. So once we remove Australia and New Zealand from the equation, every other person is an international student. Someone coming from US, someone coming from Canada, UK, China, Nigeria, we are all international students. So you see that the pool of competition is very, very high. And take it or leave it, some of these people who are also competing, they have very good records. So for you to be able to stay afloat, or for you to be able to have a chance, you need to develop your CV. And it's very, very important to do this, because it's not just all about maybe developing your CV. It also makes you stand out. Like when you want to talk to someone, or when you have to be introduced, you know, it makes you happy that, oh, I've done this, I've developed myself. And it gives whoever is recruiting you, be it an employer or be it a supervisor, it gives that person the confidence that, yes, this person is going to perform because this person has done this in the past. And when I talk about developing yourself, I mean things like taking courses. There are a lot of courses that are online. Some of them are free, some of them you have to pay. And I understand that paying may not be what you want to do, but for you to be able to develop yourself, you just have to do this. get those certificates. Like if you are someone who is into programming, get the certificates. Like there are MATLAB certificates, get those stuffs. There are courses that you can do. If you're someone who is into machine learning, AI, stuff like that, there are a lot of courses you can do. And you can do these things from anywhere in the world. You do that. Then if you're someone who is into the academics like me, man, I'll tell you, try to have research materials, like try to have publications. Those are like what you need. And I don't mean publications in local journals. It's good for you to have them in international peer-reviewed journals, because these are the journals you are trying to come to, either Australia, US, or Canada. So these are the places where they will respect you when you publish there. But I understand it's not easy to publish there. It's not. But this is something that once you're able to accomplish, man, it just makes you stand out, because it's difficult to have the publication. So when you have it, just think about it. It makes you stand out. And when you are talking to a potential supervisor, you can be like, oh yeah, I've done this work, and I implemented this method, I did this and that, and this is what I got. You see, you're going to have something to talk about, something to brag about. I'm bragging in quotes. I'm not saying you're going to be bragging, like you're not the only person, but you know, at least someone will be confident in you. Because when you come out here, people get opportunities based on merit, based on their track record, based on their what they have done in the past, not about maybe who you know, or maybe no. You get it based on merit. So that is why it's very, very important for you to develop yourself. Whatever you know it is you can do to develop yourself, do it. If it's about learning a new skill, learn it. If it's about paying for a course, I mean, come on, pay for it, do it. And so that when someone looks at your CV, not just looking at the empty CV, there must be backings to your claims. Because if you claim that maybe you underwent a course maybe in AI, there should be a certificate from a reputable organization or whatever, showing that you actually went through that course and that you did well. So you can't just come on your CV and start lying. You don't do that. That's very, very bad. So you don't lie about what you don't know, but things that you've done, you put them there. You know, it's very, very important for you to develop yourself. Now, another thing I want to talk about is don't be discouraged by rejections. I understand that a whole lot of people who are trying to get scholarships, it's not just maybe all about traveling abroad, or maybe, you know, just leaving your home country. It's your career. Like, it's something you are going to be doing for a very long time, 20 years, 30 years. Like, it's your career. So when it comes to applying for these scholarships, it's really competitive, it's very difficult. But then you must have to develop a thick skin to rejections. Like, there is every chance that you are going to have so many rejections, and it happens to everyone. It happened to me. Like, I think I got over 200 rejections. I hope I'm not exaggerating, but between 100 and 200 rejections. Yes, it was that bad. I started applying for master scholarships around 2019, 2020, yeah. And most times I just apply, and then maybe I won't even hear back from the organization or from the university or from the supervisor, whoever it is that is. No, you can pass. Yeah, you can. Sorry. No, you know, whenever I'm making a video, don't worry, you can just, it doesn't mean anything, okay? Alright, have a nice day, okay? Yeah. So I was saying, like, you have to learn how to walk through the rejections. You have to learn how to walk through discouragements. I was trying to explain my situation. Like, I started applying for scholarships around 2019. I applied to different countries. God, I applied to Hungary, I applied to Poland, I applied to Canada, I applied to US, I applied to New Zealand, I applied to Ghana. In fact, at some point I was getting so many rejections. I was like, maybe I need to start focusing within Africa. I started applying to Ghana, I applied to Egypt, just everywhere. But the truth is that I never got any of those scholarships. None. So imagine how it made me feel that period. Yeah, I mean, once in a while I fell into depression, but I had to get myself back. Like, I have to, you know, recover and keep trying, because it's I mean, who else is gonna help you? No one is gonna help you. This is your life goal. This is what you want to get. So it's something that you need to learn how to walk through. Discouragements, rejections, and I think one of the things that also helped me through that stage was having people who really trusted and believed in me. Like, having the right company will really do you a lot of good. Like, having people who can encourage you, like, it's priceless, because without it, it's easy for you to maybe just forget about the whole thing and be like, oh, this is not for me, or I can't get this, it's just impossible. But if you have people who are maybe always looking out for you, people who care about your progress, your success, and whoever that person may be, it may be your parent, it may be your pastor, it may be your spiritual leader, it may be a colleague, it may be a mentor, whoever it is, you need that, because what you're actually gunning for, it's a very difficult process. It's very difficult, I have to tell you the truth, because the competition is high. The competition wasn't this high maybe the past 5-10 years, and the competition is going to get higher in the next maybe 10-15 years. So it's just a crazy world, you know. We can't deny the fact. But the thing is that these opportunities are not like they are not impossible. They are not, because I got it, so I feel it's not impossible. Come on. It's not. If it's impossible, I wouldn't even have gotten it. So it's just for you who have been maybe applying to universities, applying to people, applying to professors, they don't even reply your emails, you know, stuff like that. You are so frustrated. You are like, oh, I can't do this. No. You can't give up. I mean, I know I don't have the worst story, but imagine I started applying from 2019 and I got mine in 2022. So, and this is not like I applied in 2019, I didn't apply again to 2022. No, I kept applying, I kept seeing the rejections. I cried for some of them, like some of them that I had all my faith in. Some of them, like one in the US, I was like, I thought I was gonna get that offer. But when I got the rejection email, like, it threw me into 1 week depression. Yes, I was depressed for 1 week, you know. So, but I just knew that, guy, I have to do this. Like, I just have to do it. I just have to do it. And so, I mean, achieving it makes me so happy, you know. At least it shows that it's possible. So that is what I want to say. For whoever it is that has been trying and applying and whatever, don't be discouraged, okay? That is just how life is. It's the same thing in every other sector, aside academics, every other sector. So you just have to learn to develop this thick skin. Don't allow what people say to you matter so much. Don't allow discouragements and stuff like that to penetrate to you, and you start getting so discouraged and you can't even get back on your feet. Because if you are like that, no one is ever gonna help you. It's a very difficult world. It's a very, very difficult world. Like, no one is gonna care for you if you don't care for yourself. So you just have to encourage yourself. Do whatever it is you need to do to refire, to re-energize yourself, to re-strategize. If it's just taking time out, you take time out. If it's maybe, if you're a Christian, maybe you want to fast and pray, you want to do whatever it is, just do whatever it is you have to do and re-energize and still keep pushing it. Because I tell you something, the more you keep pushing stuff, the luckier you get. Yeah, the more you keep pursuing something, the more your chances of getting that stuff. So if you don't pursue something, I mean, your chances of getting it is very, very slim. It's very, very difficult for you to see someone who will just maybe attempt something once and get that stuff. Unless maybe there are other variables or other factors that maybe we don't know about, but it's always very difficult. So for most of the people who have to walk through the pain, you have to walk through the pain. You have to do it, no matter how long it takes you. But just understand that once you can be able to achieve that, I tell you, you're going to be so happy that you didn't give up. And now, the last point I want to talk about is you should trust the process, and you should also know that one day you will get lucky. That is just it. Trust the process, keep doing what you have to do, keep pushing out those emails, keep applying. I mean, I understand the competition is very crazy, but just don't stop. Don't stop, because you only lose when you stop. And it's not fair to you. It's not fair to you. You have to keep trying, because no matter what, nobody's gonna come hand you these stuffs maybe free of charge. That is why it's good for you to have the other tips I mentioned, because for you to increase your chances, you need to develop yourself. That is very important. You need to have an impressive CV. You need to search for opportunities. You need to learn how to read, you know, and then you just have to trust the process. Okay, you can't kill yourself. You can't you won't commit suicide, I understand, but just trust the process. If you're a Christian, you know how to get around stuff like this. If you're other religion, you also know how to get around stuff like this, you know. And if you can have someone to encourage you, I mean, that is just very important. Someone who can encourage you, it's very important. So that is what I feel can also help you. Yeah, so these are like 5 things. I think they are secrets that you need to know for you to get a scholarship in any country of your choice, maybe Australia or New Zealand, UK, US, Canada, wherever. The law applies everywhere. So just consistency is going to make it very, very beautiful. And when you do get it, I tell you, you're going to be so proud of yourself. You're going to be so happy, and you can live the life you've always imagined. Yeah. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. I know I was supposed to be posting videos Wednesdays and Saturdays, but I have to cut off the Wednesdays videos because I mean the stress is building up. I have a lot of things to do, so I can't be posting on Wednesdays anymore. But I can just post randomly, but it's gonna be Saturdays now, just Saturdays, so I can also focus on my main research, which I'm really passionate about. I'm very interested in what I'm doing. It makes me happy. Every day I wake up, I have to work on stuff like this, you know. So yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and till next time, be cool. Okay, bye.